Things you don't know about Christina Aguilera. Christina María Aguile, born December 18, 1980, is an American singer, songwriter, actress, and television personality. Her accolades include 5 Grammy Awards, 1 Latin Grammy Award, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Aguilera ranked at number 58 on Rolling Stone's list of 100 greatest singers of all time in 2008 and was included on Time's annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2013. With estimated sales of 100 million records, she is one of the world's best-selling music artists. Born in Staten Island of New York City and raised in Pennsylvania, Aguilera appeared on television shows in her early years before gaining a recording contract with RCA Records in 1998. Her self-titled debut album, released in 1999, reached number 1 in the US and spawned 3 US number 1 singles: Genie in a Bottle, What a Girl Wants, and Come On Over Baby, All I Want Is You. While recognized as a prominent figure in the contemporary teen pop scene, Aguilera sought to assume artistic control with Street 2002 and its lead single Dirrty, which displayed her sexuality. The second single from the album, Beautiful, received favorable response for its empowering lyrics and became an anthem for the LGBT community. Aguilera scored her second US number 1 album with Back to Basics 2006, which drew inspiration from early 20th century jazz, soul, and blues, and spawned the top 10 singles Ain't No Other Man, Heart, and Candyman. Her next 3 albums, Bionic 2010, Lotus 2012, and Liberation 2018, all experimented with various musical styles and reached the top 10 in the US. Besides solo materials, Aguilera earned chart-topping entries with collaboration including Lady Marmalade, Moves Like Jagger, Feel This Moment, and Say Something. Alongside her music career, Aguilera starred in the film Burlesque 2010 and was a coach on 6th season of the singing competition television series The Voice from 2011 to 2016. Number 1. Christina moved in with her grandmother to escape her father's abuse. According to Christina and her mother, her military father was both emotionally and physically abusive. Growing up, I did not feel safe, Aguilera has said. Feeling powerless is the worst feeling in the world. I turned to singing as an outlet. Her parents divorced when Christina was just 6 years old. Her family, Christina's mother and sister Rachel, were able to escape her father by moving in with her grandmother. It was not until 2006, on Christina's fifth studio album, Back to Basics, that she was able to write music dealing with her childhood abuse. On the song The Right Man, she sings about how she lacked a father figure and how love can ultimately heal all wounds. The track Oh Mother is about abuse. Number 2. Aguilera totally dissed Lady Gaga. In 2010, Aguilera's album Bionic failed to find an audience. It was obvious that Christina's career was on the downswing, while the newcomer was headline-grabbing. Lady Gaga's career was really taking off. When reporters asked the beautiful singer what she thought about Gaga, Aguilera totally dissed the poker face singer. This person was just brought to my attention not too long ago. I'm not quite sure who this person is. To be honest, I don't know if it is a man or a woman. Number 3. She lived in Japan. After Disney's Musketeers ended in 1994, Christina and her mother moved to Japan for 2 years. There she recorded All I Wanna Do with a Japanese pop icon and continued honing her voice and recording demos. She is called Japan an inspirational place and took her son there on vacation, hoping to share that magic with him. Number 4. She has admitted to always needing attention. Like many superstars in the making, Christina openly admits to craving constant attention as a child. I have always felt a need to be in the spotlight. Aguilera says, when my family lived in Japan, my mom taught English to this boy one guy who brought over his painting. He spread them on the floor and just to steal the attention away, I started playing hopscotch all over them. I'm just like that. Number 5. Christina used music to escape her childhood trauma. Christina was able to use the sound of music as a means to escape her childhood trauma. Christina's childhood was filled with violence and trauma. When the singer was 6 years old, she was able to think about Julie Andrews singing and the sound of music as a way to escape. I watched her tour around those mountains and she was just so free. The sound of music looked like a form of release. I would often in my bedroom say Mundo to sing out like Maria. In my own way, I would be in those hills. Number 6. A demo recorded on a boombox in Christina's living room changed her entire life. Aguilera's manager Steven Card sent Disney a demo tape of Christina singing Whitney Houston's I Wanna Run to You, which was recorded on a boombox in the singer's living room. Disney loved it and hired Christina to sing the song Reflection for the animated movie Mulan. The movie and the song became a hit and caught the attention of Ron Fair from RCA Records. The label signed Christina in 1998. She is a badass genius of singing, said Fair. He was put on his art to sing, and I have worked with a lot of singers. The Ojas from Natalie Cole, Diane Reid. When Christina met with us, she didn't care that she was auditioning for a record deal. She got into a performance zone that you see in artists much more mature than she is, like a Katie Lang. Number 7. She's had notorious feud with Pink. According to Pink, BH1 Behind the Music special in 2009, the feud between the singers originated during the recording of their collaboration on the 2001 cover of Lady Marmalade. Number 8. She lost in Star Search semi-final round. Before there was American Idol and The Voice, there was Star Search. Christina entered several talent shows and competitions as a child. In 1990, at the age of 9, she went on Star Search and sang a Sunday Kind of Love. Aguilera would not go on to win the competition, getting eliminated in the semi-finals. Aguilera has admitted to not taking the loss particularly well. I was told it was fixed, but I am not going to hold a grudge. She said, I was a good sport about it. My mom made me go back out and shake his hand and tell him I was happy, he owned. Tears were running down my face. Awful. She later performed she same song during an appearance on Pittsburgh's Jessica TV's Wake Up with Larissa. Number 9. She was homeschooled. When she was young, her Christina's nickname was the little girl with the big voice. Her mother was a violinist and pianist, so natural musical ability ran in the family. As a young child in elementary school, Aguilera hit the talent house circuit. Many of her fellow students and perhaps even some parents became very envious. Aguilera said that after her appearance on Star Search and other local television shows, she needed to drop out the 9th grade because she was being teased and bullied so much. Christina's mother decided to take her daughter out of traditional school and opted to homeschool the prodigy. Number 10. She was a mousekeeper. Christina was a mousekeeper alongside a few of the biggest future stars in the world. When Christina was hired to be a mousekeeper on the all-new Mickey Mouse Club in 1993, she joined quite an amazing cast, including Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling, Carrie Russell, and Britney Spears. Christina performed as a mousekeeper for 2 years until the show was cancelled in 1994. Number 11. She is a very charitable activist. Christina has made millions of dollars as a pop star and has been adamant about giving back. He has worked with AIDS awareness groups and served as the ambassador against hunger for the World Food Program, where she helped victims of the earthquake in Haiti. She is involved with the Women's Center and Shelter of Greater Pittsburgh for battered women and children. Additionally, Christina was part of Lifetime Television's In Violence Against Women campaign. In 2005, Christina donated her wedding gifts to charities that supported Hurricane Katrina victims. In 2016, she released the song Change for the victims of the Orlando nightclub shooting. All profits were donated to the National Compassion raising funds for the victims' families. Kylie Jenner went as Dirty Christina for Halloween and the diva loved it. For Halloween 2016, Kylie Jenner went as Christina circa 2002. The reality star sported a blonde wig with black streaks, ashes soaps, and a bikini. Aguilera turned out to be a big fan of Jenner's costume and requested she wear it again. Jenner honored the diva's wishes and owed the costume to Christina's 36th birthday party. Number 13. Christina believes she was a victim of celebrity. The early 2010s were a rough time period for Aguilera. Her album Bionic was a flop, as was her movie Burlesque. She also loved the lyrics of the Star Spangled Banner on the world's biggest day, the Super Bowl. Additionally, after a couple public stumble, there was speculation that Christina may have a drinking problem. One night in March 2011, Christina and her fiancé Matt Russell were returning from dinner but was pulled over for driving erratically. Police wound up arresting both Christina and Matt for being intoxicated. They were both fingerprinted and placed in a jail cell overnight. It turns out that Matt was not even legally drunk. His blood alcohol level was 0.06 under California's legal driving limit of 0.0. Claims that she was only arrested because of her celebrity status. It never should have happened in the first place, Aguilera said. The police knew my recent history and wanted to jump on the bandwagon. I don't mean to martyr myself, but I think I was a victim of celebrity. I don't drive, I wasn't driving, and I committed no crimes, but they put me in jail. They called me a political hot potato. They said, what are we going to do with this woman? I think they were bored that night. Number 14. Christina has acted in 3 movies. Besides being a singer and a songwriter, Christina Aguilera has also tried her hands in acting, starring in movies. She has acted in 3 movies so far. Only after establishing her name as a prominent singing star, the What a Girl Wants Singers debut movie was back in 2010 and it was called Burlesque. In the Emoji movie, an animated movie, she lent for voice. Her last movie, Joey, released in 2018. Number 15. Christina Aguilera considers Britney Houston and Etta James as her main idols. Whitney Houston, the legendary lead singer, is an inspiration to a legion of established singers as well as budding artists, including Christina Aguilera, who has idolized the former from the early days of her singing career. In addition, Aguilera is also an avid fan of Etta James. To pay homage to Etta James, Aguilera performed at her funeral back in 2012. Number 16. The debut album was the number 1 in the US. Christina Aguilera's debut album was released in 1999 and it certainly took the pop industry by storm. The self-titled album took the first place in the Billboard 200, selling over a quarter of a million copies in the first week. Genie in the Bottle, the first single of the album, made Aguilera an overnight sensation and it topped the Billboard chart a record 5 weeks. Moreover, What a Girl Wants and Come On Over Baby also ranked number 1 from the same album. Number 17. Christina Aguilera has a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is a huge honor for any artist, whether they are actors, producers, directors, or musicians. It's a symbol to recognize their contributions to the entertainment industry. With that being said, only well-accomplished and legendary names get their names entrenched in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Acknowledging Aguilera's contribution to the music world, her is name also there in the Hollywood Walk of Fame and was introduced in 2010. Number 18. He wrote a song for Kelly Clarkson. Christina Aguilera is close to many fellow singers in the industry. As a result, she has helped a couple for her peers to rise to fame, and Kelly Clarkson is such a prime example of it. When Christina was at the top of ladder in the early 2000s, she wrote a song for Kelly Clarkson in the debut album of the latter, Miss Independent, the popular song to feature in the debut album of Clarkson. Thankful was written by Christina Aguilera. Incidentally, Incidentally, the song was scheduled to be part of Aguilera's album Street, but it didn't happen. Number 19. She has sold over 75 million records worldwide. Christina Aguilera is a global star because her albums have done well not just in the United States but also in other parts of the world. Besides the US, her albums have sold millions of copies in countries like the UK, Australia, and some Asian countries. Christina Aguilera has sold over 75 million records in her whole career, making her one of the biggest artists of this century. The 39-year still has a lot of years left in her career, and it wouldn't be surprising to see her cross the century mark. Number 20. Christina was voted among top 10 influential people by Time magazine. Time magazine is regarded as one of the biggest magazines in the world. The New York-based magazine releases the list of most influential people each year, and several inspirational men and women from different backgrounds feature every year. Likewise, Christina Aguilera was featured in the top 100 influential people in the globe by Time magazine back in 2013. Number 21. Christina has won 5 Grammy Awards. The Grammy is the most coveted prize in the music industry, and every single musician yearns to win it one day. Christina Aguilera is a Grammy winner, earning the accolade in his very first year as a singer. The Genie in a Bottle singer won 5 Grammy in her illustrious career. While her first one was in 2000, she also grabbed the award in 5 different years. Additionally, she got nominated for the award a number of times in her career. Number 22. She is close friends with Nicole Richie. Christina Aguilera has met a lot of famous people in her lifetime, but one that she seems to have really connected with is Nicole Richie, the same woman who was once best friends with Paris Hilton and even starred on a reality TV show with her called The Simple Life. Actually, Richie and Aguilera are so close that when she was going through her divorce from Jordan Bradman in 2010, she leaned on her friend for support. Commenting on the painful process with Red Book magazine, Aguilera said, "Thankfully, I have my mom and a small group of close friends who are there for me 24/7 and whom I can trust and depend on. On days when it feels impossible to even get out of bed, much less function as a mother, their support and encouragement have kept me moving forward." Red Book magazine also noted that Richie was among this close group of friends, and she too made comments to the publication praising Aguilera for her strength. Richie said, "It's very clear through Christina's music what a strong woman she is, but to watch her as a mother only skyrockets the respect I have for her. She is the woman who's recording until 4 a.m. and up at 7 to be with her son. Her dedication to Max is incredible." Number 23. When a song came on at prom, people weren't loving it. Imagine the feeling of attending prom and the DJ plays your song. That must be pretty incredible, right? Well, in Christina Aguilera's case, that couldn't be further from the truth, because when her hit track Genie in a Bottle was released in 1999, it had a lot of haters, or rather she did. When Aguilera was aged 18, she attended her boyfriend's suburban Pittsburgh high school prom, and when she arrived, the other girls were not happy to see her. According to people, they just glared at the singer, and when her song came on, they left the dance floor. She said, "It was kind of sad. All I want to do is be normal. But really, it's other people who won't let me be that way." This incident also brought up some painful old memories from her own high school days, and she reportedly had to leave Marshall Middle School because her classmates' jealousy made school unbearable for her. Speaking of this time, she reflected on it, telling people, "If I were to go back now, I would get a little more love. I don't know how sincere the love would be, though. Then again, why would she even need the admiration of her former fears when she has the admiration of so many strangers? Number 24. Red lipstick is not just makeup, it's essential to her performance. When you see photos of Christina Aguilera, you will notice she has a signature look with platinum blonde hair and more often than not a bold shade of red lipstick. But for the singer, her shade of lip color is a lot more than just a makeup product. It's also a way for her to get into character. She revealed as much in an interview with the New York Times, telling the publication, "For me, the visual is just as important as the music. I would never record without my red lipstick. It was my way of getting into character, sort of like method singing." She also commented on her love of red lipstick in an interview with Daily Mail's Mail Online, saying, "Red lips are my must-have. Red makes you feel instantly sexy and radiant. It's confidence boost." She stated that she loves lip scents called Blues Red, but also always uses a lip moisturizer before applying it. She continued, "Some women think that red lips don't suit them, but it's just a matter of finding the right shade that is best for you. They come in warm and cool tones and so many different shades. The choices are endless." Number 25. One of her first big gigs was on Disney's Mulan soundtrack. Christina Aguilera came onto everyone's radar in the late 90s and early 2000s, and this was largely thanks to her hit song Genie in a Bottle, which was released in 1999, followed up by her self-titled first album. But according to Grammy, even before this song was released, Aguilera was gaining attention in the music world thanks to her work on the soundtrack of the animated Disney movie Mulan. She was chosen to sing the theme song Reflections, and according to Rolling Stone, she landed this gig thanks to her manager Steve Kurt, who sent Disney a memo of her singing a cover of Whitney Houston's "I Wanna Run to You." You may think that this fame improved Aguilera's standing among her peers, but it didn't. According to Rolling Stone, when the music video for the song came onto MTV, it didn't help Aguilera's popularity, and she shared how the jealousy affected her in an interview with the publication back in 1999. She said, "Kids didn't know how to deal with seeing their fear on TV. You learn the hard way who your friends are. Plus, my circle of friends was the cheerleader clique, so there was already a lot of backstabbing. It made me introverted." 26. Christina likes to keep a light on because she's afraid of the dark. Celebrities may be put on a pedestal by their fans, and it often makes people think that they are superhumans, afraid of nothing. But the truth is, celebs are just like the rest of us, and they all have their fears. And Christina Aguilera's is one of the more common fears. Aguilera may be willing to sing on a stage in front of thousands of people without flinching, but that doesn't mean she is fearless all the time. Something that she is afraid of is dark, which means that you probably won't find her in a dark room sleeping alone anytime soon. According to Pop Crush, she said, "In the big picture, I am pretty fearless, but I am afraid of the dark. I sleep with the light on or the TV. It's comforting. I wasn't scared of the dark as a child, but as I got older and started spending time in hotel room, it was a comfort to keep the TV on so that you felt that you were not so alone." A lot of people can probably relate to her comments, especially when they are going to bed in a strange place instead of their bed and the comfort of their own home. Number 27. Like Britney Spears, she also dated her backup dancer. Britney Spears dated and married her backup dancer Kevin Federline, and it turns out being in the new Mickey Mouse Club is not the only similarity that Christina Aguilera shares with the pop singer, because she has also dated a backup dancer. According to MTV News, Aguilera and dancer George Santos started dating in 2000. The pair worked together on her tours, and Santos also appeared in her music videos, but their relationship was not meant to be, and they ended up splitting in September of 2001. But it was only their romantic romantic relationship that ended because they continued to work together throughout the following year. Her 2002 song Infatuation was actually inspired by Santos, and Pop Sugar notes that Santos told Belfast Telegraph that the two simply wanted different things. He said, "She brought up marriage. For me, I was 18 and definitely was not ready." But in 2018, Aguilera revealed something else about her ex-lover. He is allegedly gay. According to iHeartRadio on the Untucked After Show, she spoke to the season 10 contestants from RuPaul's Drag Race, and when she was asked about the subject of her song, she admitted, "It was heartbreaking because I found out he played for your team, not mine." Number 28. She was the face of MAC Cosmetics. When it comes to makeup, Christina Aguilera has a signature look that doesn't often change. With this in mind, it makes sense that she would join forces with one of the biggest makeup brands in the world. But she did this not just because they share a love of makeup, but because she wanted to make a difference in the lives of others. In 2004, Aguilera became one of MAC Cosmetics' 5 Glam's spokespeople. Other celebs have included Boy George, Miley Cyrus, Rihanna, Ariana Grande, and Nicki Minaj. This position is about a lot more than great makeup, and Aguilera voiced her support for MAC AIDS Fund for their 10th anniversary, which according to Billboard raised more than $500 million through the sale of their 5 Glam lipstick and donated the money to help fight HIV and AIDS. She also wanted to use her celebrity status to spread awareness, and Dr. Danica's report, she said, "I think this whole topic of AIDS is something that can be taken very lightly in the world today, especially in the younger generation. They think it can't happen to them or that it only happens to a certain stereotype or gender, but it's affecting everyone's life." 29. She made a bold move getting rid of her clean image. Christina Aguilera could have taken the same route as Britney Spears and branded herself with a squeaky clean image, but that would have been less authentic on her part. Still, her decision to create a more grown-up image was a risk, and it was one that not everyone loved, which is something she realizes. Aguilera previously spoke to the New York Times saying, "I knew it was a bold move and I knew a lot of people would not be ready for it. The great thing is that everyone, whether you loved it or hated it, had an opinion about that song, and everybody talked about it. Not everyone loved her appearance and she was sometimes forced to defend her decision." She told MTV News via Vessel, "I just get really bored with sticking to the norm and having the proper conservative image. Even with certain outfits that I wear or speaking openly about my past, I'm not going to sit there and lie. Whether you like me or hate me, that's me." It's pretty exceptional that she was willing to take the backlash to be true to herself, and that's one of the reasons Aguilera is so loved by her fans. Number 30. She is comfortable in her own skin. Christina Aguilera is one of the most beautiful women in the world, and she is incredibly comfortable in her own skin, something which she speaks about because she wants other people to feel the same way. After all, she is a singer of Beautiful, one of the most incredible body confidence anthems that said it didn't happen overnight. As Aguilera revealed in an interview with Elle that it's a process becoming compatible with who you are. Continued, "A lot of people are afraid to face themselves, especially when something goes wrong.
But that's important because if something happens within a relationship, it could be how you are allowing someone else to treat you. So it's important to look at yourself honestly, starting from the ground up and ask, why did this happen? How do I take responsibility and go from here? If a self-esteem issue, it's important to embrace the things you might define as so-called imperfections, because something that you might call an imperfection, someone else might find so amazing and so beautiful. It's all in how you embrace yourself, your faults and your mistakes in life. There is no better way to learn and become a better person than to go through those moments. 31. She loves when women support other women. Christina Aguilera is an advocate for body confidence and she wants women to know they are beautiful, but she also does her part in supporting other women and is quick to praise strong females. She joined forces with other talented women for the 2001 one song, Lady Marmalade, which was recorded for the Moulin Rouge soundtrack and featured Pink, Maya and Lil Kim. Aguilera commented on this song in an interview with Time, saying that if a more current version of the track was made, she would like to see Miley Cyrus and Nicki Minaj in it, and those were the two women that really came to mind for her. But she also complimented Jessie J, Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj for their work on the song Bang Bang, and commented on the importance of women singing together at meetings. It's always great to see girls come together, especially in the face of the media sometimes trying to pit us against each other. It's never ending, no matter how young or old you are. Anytime I can encourage girls to get together and actually support each other and encourage respect, I am all for it. I love it. So yeah, I am waiting for the next new group of people. 32. She has a habit of completely zoning out. Christina Aguilera is the woman who lives an incredibly busy life, and she previously told Rolling Stone that her mind is always thinking, but she also has a habit of zoning out when she gets caught up in her thoughts. And she revealed, I will think about really crazy things like being on top of that pool up there, but I will get a lot of different weird versions. It is my own little world. My life just revolves around giving and giving. So whenever I get those 5 minutes in a van or limo or wherever, those are special moments to just zone out and think and dream. Her mother Shelley Cairns also revealed that this is not something that only happened when Aguilera became a celebrity either. In the same interview, Cairns told Rolling Stone, when she was growing up, we called it zoning out. She literally gets lost in thought and doesn't hear you. This happened from childhood up, especially if there was something she didn't understand. She has ticked us off a lot of times, but she's always done that. In 7th or 8th grade, people would think she was stuck up because she wouldn't answer them. Growing up, she had visions of a white angel. Everyone's childhood is different. Some people have had imaginary friends, others don't. Some are popular and love to socialize. Others prefer to be alone with their imagination and creativity. Christina Aguilera's childhood was an interesting one because what she saw when she was growing up was visions of a white angel, a sort of guardian looking over her. She told Rolling Stone, my mom and I were playing hide and go seek one time, and I ran up the stairs. My mom was saying, I am going to get you, I am going to get you. All of a sudden, I looked up and stopped dead in my tracks. There was this guy, and he was in an all white outfit, just kind of glowing. He had a white beard and was looking down at me calmly, very peacefully. Given that her parents got divorced when she was only young, and that she shared stories about her father was not an easy man to live with, it doesn't seem surprising that she would have visions of a figure that protected her and brought her solace. Her mom, Shelley Cairns, was in the interview with Rolling Stone too, and she recalled how her daughter had told her stories about this angelic figure. She said she was a little thing, like 3 or 4, and she would be starting up at something no one else could see. Even before appearing on the Mickey Mouse Club, Aguilera awed audiences. Even before appearing on the Mickey Mouse Club with Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, Aguilera wowed audiences. At a Petersburg charity banquet, an 11-year-old Aguilera performed so well that she received offer to sing the national anthem for the Petersburg Penguins, Pirates and Steelers. IMDb reports that Aguilera became the youngest person at the time to perform at a national sports event. She is versatile. Christina Aguilera is a versatile singer. In 2000, she gave her Latin roots a shout out on her first Spanish album, My Refugio. The album contained a Spanish version of songs from her English band as well as new Spanish tracks. She has also sung festive songs on her 2000's Christmas album My Kind of Christmas peaked at number 28 on Billboard 200 and has been certified platinum in the US. She is not a fan of pop music. Promoting her 40s themed jazz album Back to Basics, she told a reporter the following: "Pop is actually my least favorite kind of music because it lacks real depth. So how come she listed Madonna, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson as some of her favorite musicians alongside blues songbird Etta James? But her fans could not care less if she disses pop. Back to Basics was the most downloaded iTunes album in 2006. To date, she has sold more than 42 million albums globally, all of which makes her the 19th richest woman in the world according to Forbes. She is a proud mother. On January 12, 2008, Christina gave birth to son Max Leron at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. He weighted 6 pounds, 2 ounces and 20.5 inches. It is the best thing you will ever do your life. It lights up my whole world when Max laughs," she stated. "Being a mother gives you a whole new sense of purpose. It's a most amazing thing. I was awe of the entire experience of pregnancy. The entire journey was just incredible." Bionic is inspired by her son. Her new album Bionic is inspired by her son. She told Marie Claire magazine, "I had a really hard time being light before. I would get a little weird about it being too cliche. My first record was very cliche pop, whatever everyone else wanted. But my new one is just about the future. My son is my life, motivating me to want to play and have fun."